Hello humans and welcome to my channel. I started a blog post and it just kind of didn't go as planned. So I decided to start up a YouTube channel because I feel like it's going to be a lot easier to express myself by just talking, and I'm really excited about it. If you found your way here, you probably already know me, but if you don't, my name is Serena. I'm 23 years old. I've grown up in Utah my entire life, and I found the EDM community about 2 to 3 years ago, and that has been something that has very much saved my life in many ways that I'm going to kind of talk about later in this video. So with that being said, I just kind of want to set my intention for this channel as a whole. I want this to be a safe space for myself to express my feelings and my experiences and things that I've learned in my 23 years of being here, and just experiences I've had that I feel like other people can resonate with, because I've learned that in sharing your own story, you connect with others on a deeper emotional level, and it just reminds us that we're all human, we all have our differences, but we're all connected, and you can empathize with anything that someone you don't even know has gone through. So I want that to be a really big intention for this channel, and there are going to be some dark topics that eventually will make their way onto the page. I am a true crime enthusiast, and with that comes a lot of dark topics. I want to touch on domestic abuse. I want to talk about abusive relationships. I even kind of want to talk about the flaws in our system. And as dark as those topics are, I think they're important, and I think they're not talked about enough. And the biggest thing we can do to make a change is educate ourselves and bring awareness to these topics. So that's what I want to do. And on top of that, I'm someone that very much likes balance. So with all the dark, crazy stuff, I will also be balancing that out with positivity, love, and light. I'm going to talk about enlightenment. I want to talk about my healing processes in the hopes of helping somebody else heal. I want to just really bring a lot of growth to other people. I really strive for that in my own life. I'm always trying to learn something new to help me become closer to the person that I want to be, essentially, for lack of a better term. So now that I've kind of talked about all the things you can expect from this channel, I am going to be doing a mini series about the EDM community, about stigmas within the EDM community, the culture, why it is so amazing, and why that's not always recognized from people on the outside. So yeah, that's going to take a few episodes because there's a lot of topics, even just within the EDM community, I want to touch on. But before I do so, I am going to share a very personal story. And I'm sorry that I keep saying every 5 seconds. I'm kind of nervous, and I'm really going to work on that. So, I caught myself. I want to share this story so others can understand why EDM is such a huge part of my life, why I'm such a huge advocate for the community, and why I'm just so passionate about it. So, about 3 years ago, I had just gone through a breakup that really was a game changer for my life. I was going to have to figure out a new place to live. Was I going to move back in with my parents? What was I going to do? Just a whole lot of other stuff. It just changed the entire course of where I thought that I was originally going. And moving back into my parents' house for the second time was very disheartening for me. I was going through a lot of other things. The birth control I was on was not helpful, and by the time I had moved into my parents' house, I had been depressed for quite a few months. And at the time, I don't think I really realized that's what was happening to me. because I had never really been that kind of person. I didn't feel like I would ever deal with depression. I had gone through things. Everybody gets sad, you know, but I just thought I was in a funk, and I didn't really realize how bad it was getting. And that all kind of came to a head when I moved back in with my parents, and I was just going through a hard time. There's a lot of key topics that come into play with this that I'm not quite going to share at this moment, but I spent a lot of time by myself. It was really the only time that I had spent alone. I am very much somebody who always had a boyfriend. I was always in a relationship, just jumping from the next one to the next one. And I didn't realize until this moment that I really relied on these relationships to be happy, because I didn't know who I was. I didn't know how to be happy alone. And I had always kind of laughed at the idea that you can't love somebody until you love yourself. I thought that was ridiculous, but it's very true. And I believe this was the summer of 2017. I was just coming to a lot of realizations within myself, and I just felt alone. I just felt like I didn't even know who I was anymore, and I didn't recognize who I saw in the mirror every day. And it just spiraled, and I spent a lot of time driving around listening to music by myself, because at the time that felt like the only privacy I had was in my car. So I spent a lot of time driving up the Ogden Canyon by myself, listening to music, and one particular day I drove up to Powder Mountain, and I was parked in the giant parking lot. If you've never been up there, there's like a dirt parking lot, and there's a big drop off, like a cliff. And nobody was there because it was the summer. And I parked my car, and I was looking out at this beautiful mountainside, gorgeous out there. And I was just done. And for whatever reason, even though I have never had a suicidal thought in my life, I thought to myself, if you just hit the gas, it'll all be over. And it scared me. It was a really, it's hard to talk about because it feels so just weird. It felt like it wasn't even my own thoughts. It just slipped in and then it was gone. And I was left freaking out. I was shaking. I was hyperventilating. I didn't know what to do. I couldn't believe I had gotten to this point with my life that I just didn't even want to exist anymore. And so as I'm trying to think of whatever coping mechanisms I can think of to just relax, I remembered that a really good friend of mine had sent me San Holo's EDC set. I think it was his 2017 set. And music has always been something very close to my heart, something that's always soothed me. So I put that on and I started down the mountain, and I am very positive that had I not found that and I hadn't put that set on, I don't think I would have made it down the mountain that day. And just the more I listen to it, it's, if you haven't ever heard it, go listen to his EDC set, because it changed and saved my life. And the more I listened, the less I felt alone, and I let go of everything that I had been holding on to for a really long time. I just let it all go, and those small things that could have possibly ended my life, they didn't matter anymore. I felt so connected, and it's just, I don't even know how to really describe it, but I know that it's something that others within the EDM community can relate to. I've heard lots of stories of people having similar experiences. This music, it's a lifestyle and it saves people's lives, and I'm kind of tired of it not being recognized in that way, and I'm tired of people not seeing how positive it can be. So with that being said, that is my story. I really want this page to be really interactive. I want to hear other stories. I want this to be a safe space, like a little community where we can just build each other up and connect and share our experiences and just grow together while we're on this journey together, because that's what I think life is all about. So I hope you guys resonated with some of this. My next few posts are going to be diving more in to the EDM culture, what the actual culture is like for those of you that aren't in the EDM community. This is like, that's why I wore this for this video. This is a spirit hood for those of you who aren't in the scene. So yeah, I'm gonna be talking about the stigmas that surround the EDM community and a lot of other cool stuff. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this and you're excited about what's to come, share it with your friends, share it on your social media. I want to get this out as far as I possibly can. I don't have crazy high expectations. I just want a small, fun community to spread the positivity. So thank you guys, and I hope you have a great day.